Hi guys, I already made 3 videos about real estate and my journey into real estate and what real estate has actually done for me financially. And I'll tell you honestly that real estate is my passion. Real estate I love, and I don't think that I will ever give up real estate no matter how old I am. And hopefully I will continue to do real estate as long as I live. I love to work. I love to work hard. I'm a kind of a guy who has hands-on. I love hands-on work, and that's me. And you know what? I became hands-on in real estate or anything when I came to America. Before that, I was just basically a salesman in India when I was growing up, and I grew up in a city, big city, New Delhi. So I really didn't know what hands-on or what it takes to repair things and what it takes to make real estate successful. But I did have a business experience back in India, so it was not that hard for me to pick up new things. And ever since I was a kid, I've been a very fast learner. You introduce me to something, and if I put my heart and soul into it, anybody can do it. Actually, it's just not me. It doesn't make me any special that I can learn things. But there are plenty of people actually who can learn faster than me. But I grew up that way, and I grew up on the streets. And so when you are growing up on the street, whether you're growing up on the street in India or in the United States, it's basically the same experience. You go to New York and you see the people on the streets, and you see the people in the street in Bloomington, pretty much the same. Maybe just the experience are a little bit different, but it's pretty much the same. So I learned real estate, basically hands-on. So 1986, when I was in Portland, I was learning, not intentionally, that was not my intent, that I'm gonna get into real estate, so I should learn real estate from Mike. Basically, what happened when I was working with Mike, I got more and more interested into hands-on thing. So I would feel so good if I mow the yard in 20 minutes, the yard is mowed and you see the results. And it's a beautiful yard, and then you trim the edges and everything, and then you clean the yard and you trim the hedges, and within actually hour and a half, the house from outside looked beautiful. Then one day actually Mike and I started painting the house outside, and then the Mike would leave, and then I would paint the outside of the house, and within a week we finished the entire house. Then I noticed that within 10 days we basically, I saw that how much hard work I put in Mike's house, and how beautiful the house looked. And my interest started developing in that. And also what I learned back in India through watching my mother, that how easy it was for her to make $7-8, and here I'm making and seeing that how easy for Mike was to make $400 or $500 in rent for a 2-bedroom house. Well, that was back in the days, in 1986. Now the 2-bedroom house probably in Portland, I wouldn't be surprised that if it is like $1,500 to $2,000, the economy has changed. But back then it was $400 or $500. And Mike used to tell me that his payment to the bank was about $160 or so, or $260 or so. The interest rate were very high then. I mean, 10% interest. We are so lucky to have interest now for last few years, like 2%, 3%. I mean, you can get a mortgage now if you live in America for 3.5%, 3.5%, which is actually unheard of back in the days. 10% interest rate on real estate was considered a bargain. At one point it got actually 13-14%, which I heard that when Jimmy Carter was the president of the United States. And that's one of the reasons his government failed, because of interest rate, the housing market and the economy was struggling. But anyhow, I learned all that hands-on from Mike in Portland, Oregon. Then I did a lot of other things in Portland too, hustling. I was importing, my brother will send a box of artificial jewelry, so I will go store to store and sell the jewelry. And I had the jewelry in my briefcase. So when I would enter in one place, when I entered the shop, that women thought that I was an insurance salesman. As soon as I got in their store, they said, "Are you an insurance salesman?" And I said, "No, I'm not." And then one of the women said that I was lying, and they really didn't want to see any insurance salesman. Back in those days, I think the insurance salesman used to go to people or door to door to sell the insurance. Anyway, I did a lot of side hustles there. There I did the flea markets, and also I worked in McDonald's. And my first job ever working in the United States was in McDonald's, and I loved it. $3.30 an hour. And also I worked at a gas station, pumping gas in the car for $1 an hour. That story I will tell you. Also the McDonald's story I will tell you down the road. But this is since I'm going to concentrate on real estate. So that's my second introduction of real estate in United States. 1987, I came to Portland, from Portland to Bloomington, Indiana, and that was another struggle. But I did not know. Now compared to, I did not know what I would do in Bloomington. Portland was actually a smaller city to me, comparing to where I grew up in New Delhi, and now here I'm in Bloomington, Indiana. Bloomington, Indiana seemed like a small village to me. Not a small town, a small village. And I was totally lost. I said, oh my God, here I am in Bloomington, Indiana, what I'm gonna do here? So anyhow, there's a story about how I got into hair business, and but I'm gonna talk about that story some other time, since we are talking about real estate. So I will concentrate on that. I was a student. I was going to Indiana University and I studying chemistry. Chemistry degree I already had from India, from University of Delhi, but that degree was actually not much recognized by Indiana University, because back in the days there were not very many Indian students in the United States, and also India was considered as a third world country, so anything you bring from India, your education, it was not credited as much as the American university would have given credit to European countries if you have gotten your education from European countries. So I had to do basically the chemistry degree all over in the United States. But I thank God I got admission at Indiana University, and that's a long story, but we're gonna go that story some other time. Why I got into Indiana University and why I wanted to go back to school and all that. That story will come back sometime. I will talk about it later on. So I got a job when I was going to Indiana University, a part-time job delivering pizzas for Domino's. So it was a lot of fun, and that Domino's is still here in Bloomington. So what I would do after classes, I will go to Domino's and deliver pizzas. Back in those days, Domino's has this policy: if you don't get your pizza within 30 minutes, that pizza would be free. 30 minutes or less. If you don't get your pizza, then the Domino's will give the pizza free, which was a lot of fun, but it created some problems too. But anyhow, I will go to school full time, go to university full time, and take my classes, and then on the weekdays I will deliver pizzas. Around 7 or 8 in the evening I will go, and I will sometime make pizzas, and sometime I will, but mostly I would deliver. And I was so fascinated by the phone then, and now we are talking about 1987, 1988, when somebody would call, the caller ID will show up on the phone, and I thought, oh my God, what a technology that you can tell there's someone who's calling you. But I will take the order. I was so pumped up, taking the orders and making pizza, and take the pizza and put in my pickup truck. And that was a really cheap pickup truck, which I actually bought for $75. It was a Datsun pickup truck, and it was just basically 1971, and it really did not even have much body on it. The entire body probably is 70% or 60 to 70% body was basically rusted out and chewed out. And then I put it, just for fun, I put a little sign on the truck, expensive or worth it, and then people will see that how bad looking the pickup truck I had, but it ran. And I will pick up a pie, throw a pie, pizza in my truck, and then run. and to deliver pizza less than 30 minutes. And it was a lot of fun. I was a student, and I was a young man too. Probably I was in my late 30s, late 20s and very early 30s. So lots of energy, lots of excitement, and I'm making $3.30 an hour and tips. So I will put a pizza in my truck and just run with it. What I started noticing is that all these apartments and houses around campus were occupied by students. And I thought that, oh my God, who owns it? In my mind, oh my God, who owns these houses? They must be making really good money. So now the experience I had in India, my mother renting a room and getting rent, and then Mike in 1986 renting his houses and getting rent, and here I am in Bloomington, Indiana, delivering pizzas, going to Indiana University full time. And so I started noticing that, my God, these people, whoever owns these houses, I'm sure that it was not one person who owned all these houses, but whoever these people were owning the houses were definitely doing very well. I didn't think much of it, but because I did not have a whole lot of money, so I thought, well, I'm gonna think about it very seriously, how to get into real estate. But I just continue to deliver pizzas on weekdays, and on weekends I will cut hair. I went to beauty school and got a cosmetologist license, and so in the weekdays I will deliver pizzas. On weekends I will cut hair in a salon, and I was making money and saving money and going to school full time. So it was not easy. It was definitely not easy, but I had very good work ethics. I always believed in hard work, which I learned from my father, and also which I learned from Mike, and which I actually observe other people, how they work hard back in India. And I work very hard. In India, so the work ethics were not a problem at all. What I was doing between two jobs, I was making minimum wages, $3.30 an hour, and at pizza place I was making $3.30 an hour. But if you close the store, then they will give you 50 cents more. They used to give 50 cents more an hour, so I would make sure that on weekends I will, or sometime the weekdays I will close the store, so I will make $4 some. And pizza food was free. Whatever the leftover pizza we just took home. So between two jobs, and both jobs actually give you hourly wages and also give you tips. People will tip you $1, $2. So when you cut hair, people will tip you $1, $2, and then you are getting hourly wages. And if you deliver pizzas, when I was delivering pizza, people were tipping. So between two jobs, I was making about every day about $150, including tips, or sometimes $125. So I started saving that money. Food was free. So I started saving that money and keeping that money under my mattress, under my bed. Didn't think too much about it, but I thought that, well, I was thrifty anyway, so I thought that I'm gonna save money. So every 6 months, I would have, about $10,000, $12,000, $15,000. This is how I started saving money. This is how I started getting into thinking about real estate. I knew that the business was in my blood. This is the business I used to do back in India with my brother. So I thought that, well, I'm gonna do business someday. So I started saving money. Now in my next video, I'm gonna tell you that how I bought my first rental property, which I still own. I still have that property. And I'm gonna tell you about that property, that how I bought it and who sold it to me, and why I still have it. And that's where the beginning of the real estate has started in my life. Thank you for watching the video. I appreciate your time. I thank you. Tell your friends about this story. This journey to real estate is gonna continue, and I'm gonna talk more and more about it in the future as well. So tell your friends. about my channel, Sharma the Man, Sharma the Man, Theman, Sharma the Man. Go on YouTube and type Sharma the Man and I will show up. One of my video will show up. Go on my channel, watch other videos too. This video, the journey to real estate, is going to tell you a lot about myself, a lot about how one can become successful in real estate in United States of America or anywhere in the world. And I'm going to also talk about that what real estate does for people, how real estate can make you very successful financially, why other businesses lag behind to become that successful. So real estate, watch my videos and why real estate is so important. Thank you again.